Should we move from Seattle to Arizona? That's the question that we're trying to answer in this vlog series. In this episode, we explore the McDowell Sonoran Preserve in North Scottsdale to learn about the different plant species in the Southwest. As you can see, we are no longer in Seattle.
That's right. This thing behind us does not grow in Seattle.
We are down here in Arizona. We're near Phoenix in Scottsdale and about to do our first hike.
We came here for a variety of reasons, but the number one reason is weather. As you can see, it's full-on sunshine, t-shirt weather, very, very pleasant in the middle of December.
It is still a little bit chilly, like in the morning and in the evenings, but that's actually okay.
In the sun it feels warm, in the shade it feels cool. It's actually rather perfect. And yeah, that's the number one reason we're here. And we're exploring a whole new habitat that we have never explored before. It's helpful because they show you on these signs. Otherwise, we have no idea.
It's just cactus, right? I don't know the difference, but all I know is that you definitely don't want to go touch that.
This one, I think this one is called the Battle of Fish Hooks. And the big ones are the saguaro, those really the most impressive one. That is actually the state tree of Arizona, and they are the size of trees. It's a very interesting environment, definitely very different from what we are used to. So that is a saguaro, which will become like that. And the battle is over there. This one has red spikes.
It also says that woodpeckers, we've seen a few already. They're calling them woodpeckers here, but they look more like flickers to us. We'll have to look at the birding app and verify what kind of birds they are, but they actually nest inside of the cactus. And then there's a king snake. We need to look up and see what that looks like. But I guess that thing actually climbs cactus.
Surprising how many birds and all kinds of animals there are here.
Yeah, I was really surprised. We've seen hummingbirds, we've seen the, not pheasants, what are those things?
Quails.
The quails. So saguaros live for about 200 years. At about between 50 and 70 years old, they start to flower. That's actually pretty old, so it takes a while for them to mature.
Next time we'll come in the spring, but now it's amazing.
Yeah, the weather is just really great right now.
Cool. Oh, and we learned something already in the last garden, which is after the cactus dies, these things remain that look like wood. Those they call the ribs of the cactus, and they are just like a stick, but that's what the cactus is full of inside. Here we have a phenomenon which is called a wash, and it is the proof that the desert is not completely dry.
The washes get filled with water during thunderstorms that come in the summertime. So apparently that's when rainy season is, which we didn't know. I was actually guessing spring, but it sounds like summer might be the rainy season.
At least when the big rain comes with the storms.
Interesting. We need to figure out what the name of this tree is. I think there's one like behind you, because it looks green. But when you go up to it, it's not really, it doesn't have any leaves. It's like the actual wood.
It's bark,
the bark is green.
And there's a whole bunch of animals here, coyotes and antelope and pigs and bobcats.
So this tree we were talking about earlier, I guess it's called the palo verde. And it actually has chlorophyll in the bark. So that kind of gives it the food that it needs from the sun. The only trick is that the bark is actually really thin, so I guess it's prone to fires.
And because of the chlorophyll, it's also green. That's why even without the leaves it looks green. Which is nice because it makes this area less brown. These trees are everywhere. If you see them, they're all around right here. Awik is the jojoba that gives you the nice oil.
It's jojoba.
Jojoba is, I guess, it's Spanish. We're learning about the desert. I don't think I've ever spent time in the desert.
Yeah, I definitely have not, besides the cactus, which I've only known cactus as one word. I didn't know that there are different types of cactus.
Oh, there's hundreds.
Yeah, so this is cool.
What begins here is actually a big trail system into those mountains, and you can see the map here. So we're beginning here at the Blue Arrow, and there are trails for a long time. The mountains look like they reach about 4,000 feet, so they're not that small. Not that big either, but it goes for on and on, so you can hike a long time here. Here's a good illustration of what's inside the cactus that we saw dry on the ground, but here inside of it you can see the so-called ribs. They look just like wood, and looking up, yeah, it's a cactus. You can see the cactus peeled off. So the main discovery we have made so far here in Arizona in our 24 hours is that it's full of life.
There's a lot of birds. There's so many birds. They're so cool. we've only been able to identify some of them. So we're gonna have to look at, just like what kind of birds are here and figure out what exactly we're looking at. But yeah, there are so many birds. It's really fun.
And not just birds, many plants as well. I had seen a video on YouTube about how this desert is full of life, and I kind of was like, not sure, but it is. It's true. It's very true. And this is called the Sonoran Desert in particular, and it's not like the Sahara or Namibia where it's bone dry. It actually has some moisture and a lot of life.
There's also a lot of people, so that's actually like not to the point where it's too crowded, but to the point where you're like, good, there are people around. We're not the only ones out here. So a lot of people are using the facilities and just going outdoors and just enjoying the natural scenery around here. So that's really cool. It's a really active community, it looks like.
And they're friendly because they're happy from all this sun and activity that they're able to do all year. We're walking to the desert preserve and we're starting to see houses in the back there. Somebody lives basically in the preserve.
So you have this one big house that we pointed out earlier, but then right next to it are more houses, and then there's actually like a rock formation behind it. So that just gives it, it makes it look like it's off in some exotic nature area. A lot of the other neighborhoods, they are pretty tight. So you might get a really nice house, but you are like right next to another house. So it looks like out here you can spread out a bit more and be closer to nature.
This is also why you have to pay premium to live in this part of Scottsdale, the most expensive by far, and the houses are in the multiple millions because you do have real nature around you.
Yeah. Alright, we're in yet another ghost town, but this is the most lively ghost town I've ever been to.
We managed to make this a busy day and we are yet at another destination, this time at downtown Tempe, Arizona.
Yeah, we're in Tempe, and when I hear that word I can't help but think of that vegan tempeh that you put inside of food.